Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. So, we are doing some aggression in China, but before we get into that, just on pause here, we got a little unrealized taxes in some of these areas. So let's just go ahead and increase those. Poitou-Saintonge, Rhône, Provence, Champagne, and Tunisia all have some. So let's just build up a little bit of that. Provence. Poitou-Saintonge. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? You'll never get away from me, Poitou-Saintonge. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back to the other screen. Oh, so good at video games. Wait, I did... Oh, Poitou-Saintonge was the one over here. Oh man, I'm so smart. So smart and cool. Oh my god. Rhône has a giant infrastructure problem. What is going on here? Huh. Just 25, 30 infrastructure. How much are you short? A huge amount. It seems like 600. So it's going to be 40 levels. That's wild. I had no idea about that. Prussian flu spreads. Will this plague end? And then, did I start building? Yes, I did. Champagne is a little short, so we'll build one of those, and then Tunisia. All right. So what does that do to my construction queue? Basically nothing. It's basically all good, which is pretty based. Let's go ahead and throw these government admins in the top just to get them done real fast. And then let's get this war started. I did also start improving relations with Limburg. Their cheese smells really weird, but they are part of our power block nonetheless. So, stonks. Let me actually do a little double check here to make sure that market access is good. Oh no, market access is borked in a lot of these areas in southern France. That's quite curious. Okay. Okay, go 10 levels there. 10 levels here. And Franche-Comté is down really bad. Savoy, we just need 1 level. And then Franche-Comté... Oh no, Franche-Comté is fine. What happened? Weird. And these are all Rhône. What happened? What happened over here? I wonder if it was a debuff. Alright, well, I'm gonna cancel a bunch of these then, I guess. Because those ones I don't need. I'll still build a few. I really genuinely don't know. Don't understand what happened with that, but that's okay. Prussian flu spreads. French Botswana. Fair enough. Alright, let's take a look at these battles. It appears we are winning battles on all fronts, which I am feeling pretty pleased about. Positive stage is still up. Let's sponsor positivist philosophy again. Move that up to the top, and then we'll see what comes of the positive stage event. Now we have 5 war goals. Oop. Prussian flu spreads again. Military science. The practical and growing scientific nature of positivism has led to the growing popularity of positivist thought among the armed forces. Professors and officers in the French military academies have begun to embrace the philosophy. Through rational observation and personal understanding, a leader can whittle the engines of war to a finely tuned calculation, a precise calculation of which artillery can put the right amount of ammunition on our target, with variables accounted for maximum effect and minimal casualties. Men supplied and armed with exactly what they would need, plus a little extra, and just enough motivation to storm a fort. Wars of the far future may become bloodier, but they will at least be efficient. A foundation for a new military doctrine, 5 influence for the positivists, extra military research speed. You Academy should embrace this trend further. 10 influence for the positivists, stronger armed forces, stronger positivist movement, political attraction, higher military research speed, or a sentiment that Mathieu Dubail's reform proposals. 20 influence for the positivists. Positivists will acquire influence amidst the armed forces academies. Mathieu Dubail will change ideology to positivist. I'm actually going to hold out on that for a minute and see if I get women's suffrage in this clique, and if we do, then I'll change him over to being a positivist, and then we'll all be in happy times together. Not yet. Over a drink. In an obscure meeting, Charlotte Dubail and a proxy of the armed forces rambled at length about the positives of women's suffrage. One was cognizant enough to take minutes. Well, that's the problem with the new law. If you don't remove those other supporting laws, someone can exploit these loopholes to escape its reach. Unless you count the 2 laws about evasion without plausible doubt, then you have a crafty seal that catches those rogue actors. Commend them for their good work. Stronger armed forces, stronger industrialists, more enactment chance. Matters of governments are for government, not dens of sins. Large chance they become stronger and happier. Small chance they become weaker and angrier. And a chance that Dubail dies. I'm just going to go with the first one. I don't want to mess around with this. Okay, so we have 75 days now. 79 days on this. I'm going to give it one more tick over. I'm going to need to eyeball this really, really closely. That having been said, we're close to achieving all of our objectives in China. So I'm just gonna make sure that I'm keeping an eye out. Market access. It's a little rough in Guienne. I'll build 1 level. Dough rollers. Excellent. Let's go ahead and get our bakeries using those. No, it's even better. Be quiet. Prussian flu spreads to Wadai. And so now we just need Fujian, and then we'll be good to go. We are moving forward in Fujian, so that shouldn't be a problem whatsoever. Time to stay hydrated. Delicious water. Sinking convoys, sinking convoys. This is the Sinking Convoy song. It has not been picked up by a record label. Very close now on the positive stage. Again, I'm gonna cut this very close, but hopefully I can cut it exactly as close as I need to get what I need to get. I think China has now lost war support protection. They have indeed. Alright, beautiful. Prussian spreads once again. This leg end. Yeah, Vicky3 really wants me to hit this button, but I don't wish to hit this button. I wish to wait until women's suffrage is complete, and then hopefully I can thread a needle and become giant, or whatever the children say. That's people still say become giant. I'm not out of the loop. You're out of the loop. Come on, women's suffrage. Hell yeah. Alright, so now we hit this, and he becomes a positivist. Shazam. Positive stage finishes. The positive epic. The work of the positivists has deeply enshrined their principles within professional circles in the Kingdom of France. The principles of positivism are assured to guide French professional institutions for many years to come. A big day, a glorious day, one collective, one purpose. We have here today in this temple librarians and laborers, shopkeepers and spinsters, carpenters and clerks. What a big day to see so many working towards the betterment of our fellow man. So let us change the order of today's events. Let us begin by offering each other the sign of peace. We are nearing the next stage of our evolution, extra technology, research speed, education, access, and qualifications. Or there is more they may yet do to lead us forward. Stronger armed forces, positivist figures more likely to appear. I'm going to pick the second one. And now that we've got positivists in the government, if we merge up with the armed forces, they've got a positivist in charge. Okay, so before we go forward here, Oh, I can't get to technocracy because only the armed forces would be happier with technocracy than with... Really? Even though my man is a... oh, no, he's... Oh, Charlotte de Baille is... She's not. Hold on. I think the event didn't proc yet. Nope, they're still feminists. Huh. That's quite curious. Well, never mind then. Them's the breaks, I guess. Tunisia's still a little short on taxation capacity. Are we doing... Oh, we're not doing telephone switchboards. That's why. We've got to switch the boards. I'm gonna swap all of my government buildings now, just because I keep forgetting to do that. Gencat, why do you close the things and then do it manually? The filters and then do it manually? Because I like it. Because I like it. Give me all the things. Nah, we gotta get them all the way down to capitulation, which shouldn't take too long. Language in the classroom event. Open Bundu students sometimes use their native language in French schools. Some have called for teachers to penalize the use of these languages, forcing children to speak the official language of the Kingdom of France. You noticed it too, right? He gets angry when anyone talks in class, but he always gets angrier when we're talking. Maybe he thinks we're talking about him. I think he just doesn't like being reminded that we know something he doesn't. Schools should teach them the proper language, extra assimilation, extra radicals, or their language is part of their heritage. Happier trade unions and intelligentsia, angrier petite bourgeoisie. Less assimilation, less radicals from discrimination. I'm going to do the first one. And that'll be what it is. We're almost done with our railway, or our construction queue. But that's fine. The investment pool can use all that money for a bit. Russian flu spreads this time to Congo Oriental. When will this play again? Didn't get the screaming man this time. Properly ran him over. We're taking over all of China. This is bananas. Liberia stopped damaging relations. Now, I really wish China would capitulate so that I could simply take these territories, because, they're accumulating devastation at an alarming rate. Frankly, alarming. Standard of living's still good. We are accumulating credit on which we are paying interest, but not too much of it. I think we're basically on a reasonable footing, government finances wise. This is like unprecedented. This thing happening here, we've got a hold of half of China. Very, very unlikely. Liberia is likely to... no, they aren't. Dang. Don't have them there yet. I gotta actually push all the way. Tragic. Tragic. China, I don't know why you're subjecting your country to this. I say, as though there was ever another option. Anyway, the war should be done before too long, and then we can all be in a happy land together. There we go. Nice. Here it comes. Beautiful. So now, first, let's reset production methods in the newly acquired areas. And they have no electricity, so that's the first thing I need to build. The Prussian flu spreads. When will this play again? This one in Darfur. Okay. They've got sufficient market access, not sufficient taxation capacity, though. Alright, so let's start with some power. Oh my gosh, they don't even have trade capacity either. That's something I also need to build. Golly. What happened here? So once that's done, we'll build up some taxation capacity. 10 levels there, 10 levels there. 20 levels here. 20 levels here. Ooh, no infrastructure here. Need some of that. And then 5 levels of tax cap here. And that should be fine with all these areas. Lost a general, Oliver Gauvry, of the Army of North Africa, it seems like. Let me see. This guy's a defensive strategist. And he likes smoking dope. We'll need another guy. Let me see. This guy's an entrepreneur in Orleans. Wonderful. I love those guys. And we've got an event. The Prussian flu spreads once again to French Zem Desert. Well, hopefully these places will be done with the Russian flu soon. Actually, the ones in France appear to already be sorted out, which is nice. Feeling pretty pleased about that. How's my power block? Power block is gaining in cohesion. So this is why I'm improving relations with Limburg. Prussian force spreads once again. This one's Tanganyika. Okay. Alright, let's take a quick look at our market and see what we need. Oop, this is not where I want to be. I need more telephones. Well, that's not shocking. And I need more oil. So where else in the power block can I produce oil? I have the ability to make diesel engines, but I don't think that's going to be the right call. Particularly with oil being as expensive as it is. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Oil rigs. Where else? A lot of places are maxed out. Got some capacity in the Libyan desert. East Sahara, Gabon. North Borneo's not around here. Oldenburg? Alright, that should be fine. Prussian flu spreads to Aquitaine. Ooh, that's not ideal. Don't love that. Cash flow is a little bad, but we're not paying too much in interest. That having been said, Aquitaine and Guyenne are both short on taxation capacity again. Oh, it's because of the frickin' throughput penalties. That's what happened. It was from the throughput penalties from the flu. Oh, I'm such a dumb goof. So good at video games. Alright, so I don't need to handle that at all. That's simply flu stuff. Can decrease autonomy of Tripolitania. I could do that. But with the amount of infamy that I've got, it's not a great time. To Hebei. Oh, it's enchanting. Oh, that sucks. That sucks so bad. I just occupied this territory, for Pete's sake. I haven't been said. The place is doing better. Leastwise, in my opinion. Now that it's under French rule, what could go wrong? Well, actually, Southern Anhui's got a pretty substantial industrial base, which is good. Maybe we do traditional... Nope, they don't like traditional looms. We got our electricity, so let's go ahead and reset production methods again. And now what's... Okay, I'm going to check out throughput on this. Okay, it is better if we go to mechanized looms. And then this one, same deal? No, worse. And then there was something else in Northern Anhui. Ah. Assembly line? Ooh. Assembly lines are more productive. Let's actually put all of our furniture industry on assembly line and see if that helps. Doesn't seem like it's going to. But you never know until you try. Hey, it made it better. Wonderful. Tooling workshops as well. Excellent. Paper mills are good to go. Assembly lines for motor industries? Better? Unclear. Let's try going down again. All right, so they're better under rotary valve engine at least. They think they'll be better under water tube boiler. They think they're going to be better on hand assembly, which doesn't seem plausible to me, but them's the breaks. Russian flu spreads to southern Anhui. Well, that's a crying shame. A crying shame. We're almost finished building stuff. I'm only making oil more expensive in my power block, which is a shame. But it simply is what it is. Have you got all your oil refineries built? Yeah, you have. You sure have done. I can't believe it. How are these downsizing? Shortage of engines. Twist my arm, will you? There we go. That'll solve that problem. Now, it is 22. I haven't been going that long. Two Sicilies is still large. Are you a... No, you're a minor power. So what you're saying is... Wait, hold on. What you're saying is... No, that would be absurd. Ridiculous. Russian flu spreads to Jiangsu. When will this play again? How's my Han national movement? It's reasonably strong. I gotta deal with that. Let's cut some consumption taxes. Let me see. Wow, these are generating a lot of revenue. Golly. Looking good, looking good. Laws and all are looking good. So I think at this point... At this point, the Prussian flu is going to spread again to Nanjing. Oh, will this play again? It's okay, Screaming Man. You don't need to scream any longer. France is here to save the day. I should improve relations with Ashanti. Anyone else a little high in liberty desire? I should turn Benin into a, what's that other type of subject? A puppet. Hey, Netherlands. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We got events at the Wazoo. We got another Andrew Spring event. The world is changing. Japanese talent. We see an opportunity to call in the obligation the Empire of Japan owes us by requesting the service of one of their commanders, Teruhito Togo. Not everyone is afforded the opportunities they deserve in their home country. We are an ambitious nation, one that could make better use of his skills than they ever could. Just what our military needs, or the obligation is worth more than the skills of one man. So what are you about? You're a Japanese ethno-nationalist, you're imposing, a defensive strategist, with a psychological affliction, and you're an artillery commander. That's pretty strong. But I'm not short of commanders, so I'm gonna say it's worth more. Let's see if I can get anybody into my power block. Ooh, there is a country. Oh! I can get Belgium. Acceptance is at plus 30. Let's do it. Wonderful. Yes. Haha, yes. And there's the battleship. Alright, let's grab our navies and pull them back to France. And then we'll upgrade them. And we've got an event over here as well. Freedom to starve. The famine in eastern New Guinea has sparked criticism of the King of France's economic policy of free trade, with its resignation to market forces. Freedom of trade, freedom of the markets, all poetic expressions to obfuscate what is really the freedom of those with money. For those without money, no matter how great the demand, there is no supply. To those who advocate this policy, fashioning themselves laissez-faire, I say this. You can lie to yourself about death being visited on the poor by the invisible hand, but your victims will know on whose hands the blood truly is. We can put our hand on the scales if it saves lives, reduce authority, some tariffs on imports, extra trade capacity, industrialists mad, or markets set prices fairly, pay or die. We can put our hand on the I have to do the second one, but I'm just doing it to avoid the penalties. I'm not actually... I was never going to put export tariffs on grain, to be clear. This business in eastern New Guinea is out of my hands, as far as I can tell. Whichever way forward. With the attitudes of the petite bourgeoisie toward Prussia going more apathetic, their leadership has begun to discuss reassessing the group's support for the Anti-Prussian Association. It was more difficult to get appointments to the foreign ministry these days. The initial interest that they had inspired had long since waned, the lobby's activities falling into Paris' background noise. The petite bourgeoisie were the first to lose interest, their representatives initially disheartened by an absence of news, then no longer inclined to read the papers when they arrived at all. What reason do we have to care for happenings in Berlin? The young members challenged. Their elders did not know how to respond. It is time for a change in course. They leave it, or why change what works? They stay. What other lobbies have I got? It's the Anti-Prussian Association, so that'll go away. Yeah, sure. Time for a change in course. I don't need an Anti-Prussian Association anyway. And there it goes. All right. So... cash flow is a little bit rough. Let's go ahead and make taxes just a bit. This is just to tide us over. We're almost... I just want to get to the bottom of my... Wow, it's going to take a minute to get to the bottom of this debt, I'll tell you what. Pressure through spreads, display, and now it's 10 out. Oil turbine. Well, that's fun. So I got a little bit more tech work to do. I finished out oil turbine and production. Society, I got paved roads going. I'm actually going to snag modern financial instruments and macroeconomics. Then we'll do... antibiotics. Wow, you don't get access to the fascist party until mass propaganda? That's never. That's bananas. I mean, not that I want a fascist party. I absolutely do not. Behaviorism sounds really strong. A huge bonus to influence. Ooh, actually, that seems pretty good. Analytic philosophy does nothing extra for us. We'll queue in behaviorism and then antibiotics. I'm probably over on taxation capacity in a lot of areas, I'm realizing. That's probably a cash flow situation that's impacting me. So, I want to go to oil turbines so bad, but it's going to cost me so much oil that I won't be able to afford it. Let's take a look at government admins, and we'll take a look with the intent of downsizing. So, like, Languedoc, we could cut some. Rhône, we could cut some. I went over. Actually, I'll wait until we're done with the pandemic to do this, because the pandemic is really costing us a lot of everything. What if I just started seizing territory in Italy? What if I simply expanded the Kingdom of Sardinia-Piedmont southwards? What if I formed my own Italy with blackjack and hookers? Now, is Hanover a subject to the British? Hanover is a subject to the British. What if I... Wow, 19 infamy. That's so much. That's so much, given how little it is to simply walk into China and seize just a huge swath of the countryside. Am I going to get more positivist characters? I felt like I was going to get more positivist characters. It's just this fella here. If I put those guys in charge, it'll be kind of bad. Sadness. I was thinking about doing a technocracy. Doing a technocracy is kind of fun, all things considered. Let's improve relations. I didn't realize my relations with Liberia were only okay. All my other relations with my subjects are good, right? I say, looking at one of Britain's subjects. They'll be my subject again soon. Again. I say again, as though they were my subject previously. Persia, Muhammara. They're good. They're doing fine. Hey, Netherlands. I'm giving you cash for nothing. And a defensive pact. Let's... Wait, hold on. You're a minor power. Joy. Prussian flu spreads to Guyana. Mecklenburgian radical revolt, no thank you. Although obviously now my my power block has completely lost cohesion, so I may lose the Belgians out of the power block. But, you know, we'll do our best. It'll be fine. Ooh, Afghanistan is mad about that. Oh, so's Mexico. Big mad. Don't worry, Belgium, I'll be back. Paved roads. Excellent. Extra infrastructure from automobiles. That's nice. Golly. I'm down really bad with this blue, I must say. The situation is borked, and my standards of living have never been... are getting low again because of the high taxation. Gosh, I simply have got to pop back to middle standards of living, to middle taxation. I'll figure this situation out, believe you me. I'll figure it out. Investment pool will handle construction for the time being. I'll figure this nonsense out. I'm gonna get modern financial instruments, and that's gonna give me extra minting. How much am I getting from minting? How much is actually gonna help? It's not gonna help that much. I'm only getting 292k from minting. So really, it's not gonna help. I thought minting scaled with the size of the economy, but maybe that's not right. Maybe I'm paying too many subsidies. But I gotta have railways and ports. Maybe I stop subsidizing ports. Maybe that's the play. I'm gonna try that. And see if that helps. Because we got a lot of convoys around here. Liberia, why would you damage relations? Okay, alright. Cash flow has been achieved. And what's that do to the convoy supply? Seems like it's... no, it's going down. Okay, alright. Things are getting a little weird again. Let's give it one more week. Okay. Now we're in a little bit of a scary place. Let's continue to give it weeks and see... Oh my gosh, I'm way over time for the episode. That's fine. This will be a long one. This will be a long one. It'll be great. Okay. Interesting. Curious. So maybe I will subsidize ports only in the metropole. Oop, not that button. This one. Wait, have I... I've been queuing in ports. Like a goofball. Subsidize. 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 And subsidize. And let's see if that solves our problem. Okay, alright, we're doing a little better here. And their employment's going up, so hopefully in a few more weeks, that will be the convoy problem solved. Alright, now we're in the positive, and that'll be good. And how much are we spending on ports now? Not that much, actually. Alright, I'm feeling pretty good. Just the metropole, please, and that's just fine. Yeah, shortages of everything everywhere. What are you gonna do? Alright. That is all the time we got for this episode, my nerds. I have had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I will see you on the other side.